Hey guys, so today is another perfume rotation video. I love filming these. These are sort of semi-seasonally appropriate, whatever I feel like using at the moment basically, and I picked a few fragrances to use over the next few weeks, really get a feel for them and film all of my reviews at the same time, of course. So the fragrances that I'm getting rid of from this particular rotation, I'm actually going to wipe the slate clean and start over. I started with 5 new fragrances, and the 4 that are here, I'm moving back into my perfume drawers and making sure that I save them for better times. So the first one that I am leaving behind is Atelier Cologne, and this is Citron d'érable. I'll leave all the names down below in the description box because I understand that maybe my pronunciation is not going to make it conducive for everybody to understand which fragrance I'm talking about, and easier for you to find it as well. So this is a really nice, to me this is a fall scent really. It has a woody base to it, layered with some florals and definitely some citruses. And one of the interesting parts of this is, first, it smells a bit like leaves, but also it smells like maple syrup. Very interesting fragrance, and I think super unisex. If you are looking for an interesting, unexpected sort of scent for your guy for the holidays, I think this could actually do very, very well. This is super unisex. This is the epitome of what unisex is all about, but I think your guy could really appreciate it. I feel like this is such a cool scent for a dude to wear. Very woodsy, very citrusy, and also there's this naturalistic, leafy maple syrup vibe to it. I think great pick for a guy too. Then we have a fragrance I used a ton in this rotation, and I would continue using it happily, but I just want to move on and do some other reviews. So this is Narciso Rodriguez for her. This is a beautiful, realistic musk, and I have to say this is really, really, really not for everybody. This fragrance is very musky. There's a floral base to it as well. This is feminine, this is gentle, but it needs to sit on skin and it needs to dissipate to reach its full potential. I think on clothes it doesn't wear as well. There's a bit of a spiciness going on here as well that might not be to everybody's liking, but for me this is such a lovely, lovely scent. I'm so happy to have it. Unfortunately, this was limited edition, is no longer produced by Narciso Rodriguez, and I think I used up quite a good amount of it by the shakiness of it. Of course I can't see through the bottle, so I can't tell for sure, but I've been totally reaching for this one. Another fragrance that surprised me, and I was shocked actually. I thought this would be a heavy duty fragrance for me this rotation, but no. I think I used it a total of 2 to 3 times only, which is an absolute shocker for me because this is actually a perfume that I absolutely adore, and this is not my first bottle of it. This is Balenciaga Paris. So interesting that I didn't reach for it. Like I said, I can't even believe it. It's a very light, airy, a violet sweet scent, violet candy scent. And I normally would be all over this. I have no idea what happened. I just didn't want this sweetness, this violet sweetness. I think this is so wearable and likable and easy, but for some reason, I was just not reaching for it. So it goes back into the drawer, barely use it at all. Another scent that I used a ton is this guy, and like you can tell, this is Comptoir sur Pacifique, Vanille Ambre Eau de Toilette. This is a vanillic amber scent. So really the base is amber. Amber is the most prominent note. It's sort of buttered up with a bunch of fairly dry vanilla. Very simple. This is really not that interesting. My husband really likes it. He enjoys nice sweet scents, which is what this is, and this is why I had picked it for this rotation. I wanted a sweet scent to go to. And it's very, very simple. Why do I think this is cool? Is because this is a perfect layering fragrance. This provides a nice ambery, warm base with lots of vanilla, and then you can layer tons of different lighter scents over top of it and create your own little mix of something a little bit more complex with a little bit more personality. So this is an easy fragrance to layer with, and from my understanding is that Comptoir sur Pacifique, they make fairly simple, simplistic, basic fragrances, and one of the things that you're supposed to do with this brand, as well as La Vanilla for instance, and many others, like the library of fragrances, you're supposed to layer them, and you're supposed to come up with your own interpretation of what you want this scent to be and what you want it to do for you. So for me, this was quite interesting because I have been layering this like crazy. This is why I have really done a number on it. And one of the fragrances I've been layering with it, I have in the fragrances that I'm including in the new rotation. But this is super, super cool, and I do recommend you play around with their perfumes, even if it's not your favorite, but you feel like you don't hate it, so you're kind of open to trying out things with it. Grab a few and just try to layer them. I wouldn't recommend you play too hard with fragrances that are already very complicated, because it can be trickier to find balance, to find easy ways to combine things. But simple fragrances like this one with only a few notes, really go ahead and layer them up and see what you like. You can come up with a signature smell for yourself, and it can be just yours and nobody else will wear it. So that's the ambery one. So which perfumes am I bringing out? I'm very, very excited because a lot of these, well, all of these basically will end up as reviews, because I haven't actually reviewed any of them except one previously. So the first one is Black Perfecto. This is La Petite Robe Noire line from GUERLAIN. If you're a lover of sweet, fruity, berry, yummy, jammy, and delicious fragrances, I think this is a good pick for you. In fact, the entire line is, except for maybe Eau Fraiche, which I have owned before, and it's different. But most of the other La Petite Robe Noires are really sweet, yummy, delicious, jammy kind of fragrances. This is as well. Really what they're talking about when they are promoting this fragrance is the fact that it's the La Petite Robe Noire formula, but it has something extra in it, and by extra they mean some leathers, some other ingredients. I will definitely film a full review on this. This is a new release, and I do recommend you check it out if you're a fan of La Petite Robe Noire fragrances, because this definitely fits into that collection. Next is an oldie but a goodie. This guy is Flower by Kenzo. This is a powdery, vanillic, slightly ricey and floral little jam. This is not my first bottle, obviously. This is a pretty new bottle. You can see I've used it very little. And this is such an iconic scent. Really, I would recommend you wear it if you are into furs. This opens up beautifully on furs. Can't say about synthetic furs, but definitely I own vintage furs, so cruelty-free, so to say, because it is reused. But it sits very beautifully on animal-based fabrics. It's really a classic scent, very powdery. If you're a fan of powdery, slightly sweet fragrances, I think this is a very good pick. So we'll see how I get on with it this time around. A fragrance that I've picked for my a fragrance that I've picked for my winter picks this year, and I filmed a separate video about perfumes that I picked for winter wear. Go and check it out. This is a separate video, but this one is a very vintage spicy number. This is Eau de Toilette. It has some citrus. It smells a bit Christmassy because it has some citrus and some of that fireplace scent. It's spicy. There is a lot here. This is a very complex fragrance. If you're a fan of interesting complex fragrances, this is going to be a good pick for you. Again, this is not a fragrance for everybody. I think you need to sniff it before buying for sure. Something you don't necessarily have to sniff before buying, something that's very good for gift giving this holiday season, is Chanel Allure. This bottle I just bought for last winter, and it's pretty full still. I did wear it last winter. It is one of my favorites. I've worn this scent for a decade. I don't know how many bottles I've gone through. I've gone for the biggest size that they have currently. This is the Perfume 100 ml, and this is the Chanel Allure, just Allure. I've tried the Eau Sensuelle, and that seemed to me a little bit more patchouli based, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but I will happily retry it again. I am interested in Eau Sensuelle. as well. Oh, this is such a vanillic, beautiful vanilla. It's such a cozy fragrance. Vanilla, some peach, some fruits, some flowers. It's elegant, it's easy, it's all time wear. I feel that you can wear it basically in most seasons. Maybe summer, it's gonna be a bit heavy, but spring, fall, winter, whatever. Probably summer if you apply really, really lightly, or maybe get it in on the toilet. Does it exist in another toilet? Correct me if I'm wrong. So very, very gorgeous, cozy scent. It's cozy as heck. I've worn it for a decade, like since it came out. Basically, I wore it, and it's one of my favorite fall picks. It just makes me feel like I'm wrapped in a cashmere throw. So, so cozy, and I think pretty safe for gift giving. Most people probably would like it. Another fragrance is Fresh Sugar Eau de Parfum. This is a very new purchase, as well as the Black Perfecto. These guys are pretty new in my collection. Pretty new, meaning like a month old in my collection. And this is a 30 ml bottle of Fresh Sugar Eau de Parfum. Why did I buy this? I purchased this not because I thought that the scent was extremely interesting. It's like a floral, slightly fruity, lychee maybe, citrusy scent. Very, very lightweight and easy, but it's not groundbreaking in my opinion. What this is good for, in my opinion, again, is the same reason this is good, because you can layer these things. In fact, I have layered them together and I have enjoyed it. I think this particular fragrance goes so, so well with other perfumes because it is uncomplicated, it's easy, and it layers fantastically, especially over sweeter fragrances. For instance, I've worn it over Black Perfecto and I've liked this combo as well. So this is really a layering perfume for me. I'm not sure if I'll buy it again. I've worn it quite a few times already. You can't tell yet, but I've layered it with other scents, and I think this is, if you're into layering, which sometimes I am and sometimes I am not, if you're into layering, I think this is a really good pick, because in fact, this is extremely easy to pair with other things, and it will create this lightness in a fragrance. For instance, a heavier, sweeter scent such as Black Perfecto layered together with this more citrusy, lightweight scent. All of a sudden the whole composition just lifts a little bit and isn't quite as suffocating. If you feel like certain scents are suffocating, adding a bit of just a light, uplifting scent, that's the way to take the edge off. So I've been enjoying this scent for that, and I think it's also a very good gym scent. Like, I'm terrible, I know. I wear scents for various occasions, including the gym. Not much, but just a little spritz, just a little bit of something. So this is just very fresh. So this is my rotation for now. I think it's going to be quite fun, and I am moving a whole bunch of perfumes out of the rotation and starting fresh. That's it for today. See you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.